The first step in understanding jaundice is to have an overview of the bilirubin metabolism. So as we know, bilirubin is produced from catabolism of the red blood cells in the reticuloendothelial system, and when the heme component is broken down, 75% of the heme comes from breaking down of the effete red blood cells. The heme oxygenase converts the heme to biliverdin, and there is also a portion of bilirubin which comes from ineffective erythropoiesis in the bone marrow, and there is also heme in the tissues in different enzymes and in the muscles as well in myoglobin. So they contribute about 25% of the heme load. So the biliverdin gets acted on by biliverdin reductase to form bilirubin. So bilirubin gets bound to serum albumin and it circulates. It reaches the liver where it is taken up by the liver ligandin, and in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum there is conjugation happening in the form of glucuronosyl transferase enzyme acting, and that is called the conjugated bilirubin. The unconjugated bilirubin is mostly bound to the albumin. However, if your serum albumin binding capacity is overtaken either by a very rapid production of bilirubin or by the albumin being low, you may have more free bilirubin, which is one of the important factors that play a role in brain damage or brain injury. So once the conjugation happens, the bilirubin glucuronide, mono or diglucuronide, is excreted into the gut. Part of it gets absorbed back by the intrahepatic circulation and may come out in the urine as urobilin, and the fecal bilirubin urobilinogen is minimal. And then you have glucuronidase enzyme which may act in the gut contents. So if there is stasis of the bilirubin passage through the intestines, for example in meconium ileus, or in a baby with hypothyroidism where the meconium is not passed adequately, you may have increased reabsorption. And sometimes we will discuss later, the breast milk contains glucuronidase enzyme, which leads to persistent unconjugation and reabsorption of the bilirubin back into the bloodstream. So this leads to prolonged jaundice in a breastfeeding baby.